So this is what I have for a little fuel trip. After something a little bit different, I am going to get a truck, and I'm getting a truck, like a $2,000 truck for like a couple $100 because there's something wrong with it. So I'm going to take it on a little trip, pick it up, fix the slave cylinder, and I'm going to drive it home. So keep tuned. There is the truck. This is a b2600. It's a 92, and it's a one owner kind of thing. So I got it picked up, and we're underneath here, and this is what we're doing. So if you look over here, you got all this wetness. There's a slave cylinder. The slave cylinder is pretty wet, so I'm pretty sure that's it. I tried bleeding it, but do anything. So I'm gonna try bleeding it once I get it home. We got it on the trailer just to make it that much easier. And if you ever have to do this, you go ahead and just remove your drive line. And they're 15mm bolts, and then you have 17mm bolts here that hold this drive line in place. But that's a pretty sweet truck, original one. It's pretty clean, so I'll show you what else I'm going to do with it. Okay guys, so this is what's going on. So this is my old slave cylinder off my Mazda pickup I just bought, and the primary reason why I bought it was because the slave cylinder was leaky like this, and the guy thought it was just the clutch. I told him this is what's going on. He says he was just done with it, so I got a truck for $400, and it's just going to be the slave cylinder. So usually if you look at a slave cylinder and it's pretty grody like this, it's pretty good indication that if the clutch doesn't work correctly, and it's not applying correctly, there's air in there, and it's your slave cylinder's bad. So you can look in here, and it's pretty rusted up. You get some contamination, some water and stuff like that. It causes stuff to rust, and your seals go bad because the outside surface of the cylinder gets all roughed and scuffed, and then the seals don't seat like they should. So I've already replaced it. The big thing that you want to worry about is that there's a copper washer that goes on here with a 17 line. You want to leave these 12mm bolts tight while you break this loose, and then you want to take off your 8mm bleeder screw in order to get that off and to break this nut loose. So I got it back on the car already out there, and now I'm going to show you what I usually do to bleed it by myself. I have a tool called a Mighty Vac, and I'll show you how to use it. The first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and top off my master here for my slave cylinder. Go ahead and touch that off. So on this, you have these huge lines that go all the way across, and up here the air gets trapped really easily. So it's not going to gravity bleed very well like I usually do. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the bottom and hook our Mighty Vac up. This is what they call a Mighty Vac setup, and it's a hand pump that causes a vacuum. Then up here on my master, my slave cylinder, I have a hose. I'm sorry if you can't see it too well, but I'm going to vacuum onto the bleeder screw, and then it's going to suck all the fluid into here. So let's see if it works. As you can see, that I got all this black stuff out of there. That's a good way to flush your slave cylinder and your clutch system too. So I'm going to go try it. Alright, so I just let it, so let's see if it moves now. See, I just got a free truck. Guys, so it's the next day now, and so I got down here on my clutch, and it works great. And you want it to engage about halfway if you're doing a clutch or something like that, because the closer it gets to the bottom, the more worn out it is. The higher it is towards the top, the more brand new it is. That's how you tell if your clutch is bad. So what I'm going to do is over here at the car wash, and I'm going to go ahead and give her a bath and see if she can make her look pretty. So I'm going to hit her with the power brush and I'll show you guys afterwards. She's looking pretty good, ain't she? A little bit of water does a lot. So if anybody out there knows how to take care of like paint chip to make it look better, let me know in the comments, because I thought about just like trying to buff it out with like a anti-oxidant or something like that, or I might just have to get it repainted, but just let me know. Howdy fixers. So this is a couple days later. I was actually finally able to get the truck home. I just drove it home, got it home, and it's started to overheat a little bit on me. And so I was like, well, maybe it's a thermostat, maybe it's a water pump. But what's going on is, if you look down in here, it's my fan spins way too freely. It might just be because it's warm right now, but when I felt there's no air coming out or anything like that, so it's not pulling enough air through here because the fan's not locking up like it should, because that's what a clutch fan does. When it gets hot, it locks up and then it forces air through your radiator. But so I'm gonna have to address that, so look for that in future videos. But I think what I'm gonna do next right now is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to do some polishing on here on some of this oxidation of this paint and stuff like that. If you guys like my video, this is a new kind of thing I want to start doing. Is just, you know, little videos about certain cars, fixing them up, and maybe eventually getting rid of them. But so if you like this and you want to see more of it, just give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment, just let me know down below. But it's really not that bad of a car, you know. And I was looking at the title, and it's only got, when they title it in their name, it's got 42 miles on it. So it's an original owner car, and it's got 220, but it's a really clean car for being almost 30 years old. I got a Ranger that's like almost 40, and it's nowhere near as clean as this thing is. But thanks guys, really appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.